What's up, everybody? Coach Nick, coach over at Synergy, at FQ MMA, Auburn, Washington. I'm also owner-operator of Common Supply. To my right, I got my boy Nick Tarabosha. Off camera right now, we got Judo Joe. And behind the camera, we got the homie Lavoy. You know, we had a really big year this past year, so we thought it might be kind of a good time to just kind of chop it up and just kind of talk about a little a year in review, you know, from different perspectives. You know, it was my first year as a put in a head coach position of a legitimate fight team, and it's a team that I fought for years, so it's near and dear to my heart. So to kind of touch on that topic would be kind of cool. Obviously, Nick Tarabosha, up-and-coming amateur. He was, it's his first year with us as well. I got him about 2 weeks before the birth of my son. It's, JoJo's, first year as a pro, being super active with it. So, we figured who best to tell the tale than us ourselves, and kind of just, get some perspective on where we were, where we're going, what we like to see, the ups and downs of the year. Kind of deal, right? So,
right.
Yeah.
How has it been for you balancing all the things you just said? Like, you had your son, all the while still building, kind of still in the building phase, I think back then, just like no extra time, just grinding day in and day out. And then stepping in also, there was a kind of more, you had more help, or you're supposed to have more help at the beginning, and
right.
Then, it just kind of became you running the show. How do you do all that, dude?
Just fucking
Caffeine.
No doubt, lots of caffeine for sure. A heavy and healthy coffee addiction. So, it was a lot, for sure. But I think the driving force, man, is genuine passion. Authenticity matters, like I always say, and being true to my authentic self, and really pouring back into the community that poured into me. It just keeps me moving, it keeps me pushing. And I get young, hungry guys like you. You come in, you're talented, you're coachable, you're hungry, you're ambitious, you want to go all in, and that ignites another flame for me too, or at least fans the flames, and that helps. That definitely helps. Seeing JoJo be super active, for instance, like I came up with JoJo, right? We came up together on Team Synergy. We've been with Team Synergy for about a decade at this point. But back in the day, we had this. Well, this past year, we had the epiphany. It was kind of mind blowing to kind of think about it. He fought, I believe, it was WFC 172.
Yep.
And up here, we have photos from our fight at WFC 72. Right,
shit.
So it was kind of crazy, and then WFC, I think it was WFC 72. But yeah, so like 100, cards in between the
right.
time that we fought together on the same show at WFC, repping the banner,
right.
As young amateurs coming up in the game, and then to see where we are currently at WFC 172, whereas here I am. Supporting in a different capacity as a coach, and JoJo's having one of the most active years of his life, and as a pro, and he was stepping into the cage against a UFC vet. He took it on short notice and dogged it out. It was a good fight.
Right.
I love to see it. It was you were there for that. That was a good one.
Right.
So just
Spark the flames.
for sure, absolutely. Because I was like, I see guys that I came up with still actively competing and still just hungry, super passionate, pouring themselves into the game as much as they possibly can. And then I got the new up-and-comers like yourself and Ryan and Joe and Lexi and Maddie and G and all these,
right.
All these newer people coming into the fold, and you see the same sort of passion and desire to thrive. It's like, man, we can do some shit, man.
Right.
So
it makes pushing easy, I guess.
Yeah, that having that definitely makes it easy, and also like knowing that I'm having like an actual impact and helping everybody succeed has been cool. Because we were doing pretty dang good this past year. Into the fighters they are today, still actively competing, still super hungry, you know, because Cam was competing this year, JoJo was competing this year, and we came up together on Synergy. You know, but then we also, during this past year, we got Dylan Potter, and Dylan Potter was someone that was on my first MMA team. It was what, 13 years ago at this point? Yeah. It was like 2012, that was like 2012, 2013. Right. Because Lavoie actually, you know, trained at Victory with us at that point. But, you know, after that gym shut down, we kind of parted ways. But to have Dylan come back into the room and be in the fold on top of the guys that I came up with in Synergy, it's been dope, you know? Like, Ron's still in the picture, kind of steering the ship, and doing amazing with it. You know, so I'm honored that he's kind of appointed me into the position I'm in now, and I'm not gonna let him down. I'm gonna pour as much of myself into the coaching role as I possibly can. I mean, you know, you can attest to that. I fucking pour into you like crazy. The ones that want it, I'm gonna pour into, and the ones that could be coachable and humble, I'm gonna pour into. And yeah, man, just seeing everyone come together and actually embrace and embody the spirit of Synergy itself. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like it's just a notable shift in the room as far as like the energy. Because like when I first came in, right, it was under different leadership, and that leadership was kind of wishy-washy, because they, you know, it's like, it's easy to kind of look at like the negative things that it's easy to pick apart the things you don't like about something, right? Right. And then when that becomes a trend, like, you mentally kind of create a habit, a perpetual cycle of negative thought. Right. So you couldn't see like the bigger picture, because originally I was just supposed to be the assistant coach, and that's what I wanted to be. That's what I intended to be. It was just the assistant coach. I didn't want the head coach position at all. But when things kind of played out the way that they did, where the other person that was supposed to be in the leadership position was just kind of teetering and not really wanting to be in the room during the time that they were supposed to be there to kind of, you know, steer the ship for everybody. You know, that was unfortunate. And then just, you know, butting heads with people, that was also unfortunate. Because there's mass potential in that room, man. Well, you see it. Right. There's a ton of talent in that room, man. Both on the coaching side and on the fighting side. There's a ton of talent in that room. And the energy shift is major over this past year. Yeah. You know what I mean? And now that like the negative energy has vacated, the positive energy seems to be flourishing. And I love to see it, you know. I'm stoked to have everybody involved with it, and that's definitely what's really, you know, fanning the flame for me to want to do the best I absolutely can as a coach, and kind of getting me more excited to do other things as well, you know? Right. So.
I was gonna say, that's like, when I first got there, I could kind of, there would be like moments, you know, like moments where it seemed like the room just felt like it was on fire, and then there'd be moments where it felt like there was just like something missing, and I think it was kind of more just, wasn't necessarily something missing, but like just when certain energies aren't bought in, it just like naturally kind of like takes away, you know. And like you said, I know it wasn't like your plan to like take over the head coaching role, but with how much work you do put in, and a lot of it's behind the scenes, so like not everybody even really sees it, so I don't even know if they're consciously buying in, but you can just like, you know, it starts with you at the top, and then you know, JoJo out here leading by example, like you said, being as active as he is, being a pro, a guy that like all of us amateurs look up to. Like I said, whether people are like consciously recognizing what's going on, or just, you know,
Nick.
I love you too, bro. Yeah, whether it's conscious or unconscious, when the energy is, you know, real similar like that from the top down, it's gonna grow, and it's gonna affect everybody in the room, and like that's, you know, 100% I think what's going on.
Yeah, noticeable shift. I mean, we got some crucial key players, and our key players are all in. You know, JoJo, you, Ron, Lexi, Madison, we have a strong list of core group, and everyone's fucking bought in. Like we're all leaning in, we're all grinding, we're all filling our roles, asking what we could do to help further someone else's, get them closer to their goals and things like that.
Holding each other accountable.
Right, it's growing, and our numbers are increasing. And it's like you see, like our regular classes, man, they're huge, and the member class is a mix between fighters and members, and like our member classes are anywhere from 25 to 40 deep on a regular basis, Monday through Friday. Dude. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Right, and then now we're getting exactly. We outgrew the one area. Now we're in the other area, and that's already starting to pop off and grow even more. JoJo's judo class is expanding at a rapid rate, and that's crazy, and that's dope to see because people were starting to lean in, even ones that were predominantly strikers and had no interest in even entertaining the idea of just training to train with the other stuff is now hopping in to do the other stuff, and vice versa. You got the ones that were, I'm just gonna grapple. Now they're trickling into some striking. Now they're doing the boxing fundamentals. Now they're coming to my class. Now we're like, hey, JoJo does judo twice a week. You should try it. Come to judo. Go see Cam.
And something I've noticed recently too is not only like are the numbers picking up, the attendance, but also the rate that people are picking stuff up. The competence in the room is like, it's finally starting to you're seeing light bulbs go off in the room.
Big time.
And then you have better training partners, so it only like we've talked about time and time again, dude. It's like that exponential curve, and then everybody starts getting better faster.
Huge.
Exciting time for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. I mean, we accomplished a lot this past year. There were some ups and downs. We lost some people. We gained more, right? We had some momentum. It was a little bit slower, and then once the negative stuff was away, it was like full steam ahead this year. We were so active this year. It was difficult to keep up on. That's why I thought this would be a good idea, because it went so quick, man. It was like every weekend we're out doing something. We're one of the most active teams in the area, one of the most active teams in the region, without a doubt. So to be a part of that and be a part of the revival of Synergy is huge for me, because it was such a big part of my life for a long time. And I stepped away obviously for a little bit, kind of went dad mode. So then came back. Now I'm all in. I'm all in on coaching, and I'm sparring with you guys and getting active, and that's kind of sparking the itch and want and desire to kind of maybe entertain the idea of returning to MMA in 26. You guys inspire me big time. So that's without a doubt. It's like for you for instance.
Young buck.
Yeah. It's
young bull.
Young bull.
You for instance, right? Super stoked that I got you, and I'm stoked that I got you when I did, because you didn't have a ton of past experience or knowledge, and you were essentially an empty cup, and
blank slate.
Right. So it's like I didn't have to work around any other pre-existing knowledge or exposure to something, right? So I got to kind of really just pour into you right away with some stuff, and really work the system that I've been trying to put together, and just put it into you as much as I possibly could, and you've got to use it, and fucking right away, dude, you immediately went into action, and you've improved your record to 4-1 in your first year as an amateur, and that's across the board between different sports of kickboxing, Muay Thai, and MMA, and that's huge. You got a first round finish. You starched at one kid in your MMA debut. That was huge.
Right, that was tight.
It's like that was tight. It was cold for sure. seeing you get tested in your Muay Thai bout against Jalen from Muwak, like that was great because their approach is very traditional stadium style Muay Thai. So to see you kind of get exposed to that,
right?
That was
a new style that I hadn't really seen before.
Because as much as like I have that Muay Thai background, I kind of mix and pull and kind of do my own thing because I don't want to be stuck in the box or in like in this like little imprisonment of like it has to be this, like that doesn't. I just
seeing stuff through just the one.
Right. Yeah. So like we're gonna strike. That's what we develop, strikers. We're gonna strike. Period. I don't care what the rule set is. I don't care what style it is. We're gonna strike. Our grapplers are gonna strike. Everyone in the house strikes. Period.
Right.
You know what I mean? So. To see you kind of get in there and mix it up with different varying styles throughout the year has been nice to see, and see how you've matched up and paired up against different stylistic approaches was good to see. You fought the southpaw out the gate, the first dude you fought.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Cayuse.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. The first dude you fought him on Redemption. You did your thing. You walked away with a victory. And he was more experienced than you, right? On paper, much more experienced than you. So even in your initial go is punching up, and that's what we like to do where we're at. It's like we like to give our guys a challenge, enough adversity to where the victory is much sweeter when you secure it. But nothing where it's like you're just drowning and just someone just vastly, just more equipped or more experienced per se, right? So. We don't do that, but we definitely like to punch up. That's definitely a real thing at Synergy, and that's something that I did with you throughout the entirety of the year, and it seems to have really panned out to benefit and favor you. So.
Yeah, bro, I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. And kudos to you too for it made it so much easier on me to like, because people ask me about like how getting a fight works and stuff, and like my answer to pretty much everybody is like, I actually don't really have to worry about that. So, you know what I mean? Just show up and you know what I mean? Just being able to trust you to like find the right opponents that, cause I wouldn't have the same feeling, or I wouldn't feel like I've grown as much as I did if I didn't have the fights that I had, and just to be able to trust that, like you said, I know I'm gonna have tough fights, but that's the point, you know what I mean? So I've already like accepted that, and like, that's in my head when I'm training type of thing. But then on the other side of it too, to know that like your experience, and like you said, you've been with this team for, a long damn time, and even longer than that, you've been in the game, and you're ex-fighter too, so all the stuff that you're teaching me is not theoretical, and then, you got a knack for matchmaking as it is, so which we can get into in just a second. But that, you know what I mean? I could always trust that the fights were gonna be like just what I need, and it's like, bro, makes it so much simpler for me. I can just lock in on like just picking up the game and refining it as quick as I can, and then it's been working out pretty all right so far.
Yeah, I mean, you've been rocking. Your second go, I gave you someone much more experienced. They've been training for multiple years longer than you have, and that was your second go. And like I thought you did that well, and like just minor adjustments. I think it goes the other way. I don't think that would ever repeat. That what I mean. So I think if that matchup happened again, like, without a doubt, you would walk away with the dub on that one.
I think it'd be a different fight as well.
It's a completely different fight now. A completely different fight. 1 year into the game, a completely different fighter from what I've seen, man. Like I've seen so much growth in you this past year. It's insane, right? Like I'm eager to continue to keep touching on more knowledge and pour it into you and get you the more fights to kind of test you in different ways and kind of see what you can accomplish in this next year. So I think year 2 will be really fun as well. So definitely, I don't think anyone should miss that. Year 1 was phenomenal. Year 2 is going to be even better.
Yeah, we're excited.
So I mean, it's like I said, it has been.
Highlight, bro.
Yeah.
You were Nick's highlight.
Definitely my highlight of the year, dude. You are the star pupil.
Sick, dude. Thanks, dude.
You know, but well, I mean, yeah, you live here, so I see you often. You know, you're picking up things, even not necessarily direct correlation to fight technique and stuff like that. But you're picking up all the other elements to it, like the general IQ, the strategy, the method behind it, the anatomy of the chaos that ensues, like all that little stuff. Like, cause you know, we were constantly film studying.
Right.
You know, I mean, we film study every day.
Yeah.
You
Or
know?
even just, you know, spending as much time together as we do, just the little like random conversations that are not even we're intending to get into, but then I get these little gems. You know what I mean? Little stuff like that goes a long way as well.
Yes.
And not just you either, you know, JoJo.
Yeah.
And like you said, all the guys on the team, there is so much knowledge in that room. It's been, and everybody's so forthcoming with it. You know, it's like, if I ever have a question, there's always somebody to ask, you know what I mean? And even that helps too. I could ask, if I want, I can ask everybody the same question, you know what I mean, and get all their different perspectives. Like I was talking to you, that when I was getting ready for this last fight against Jalen, I had been working like the Thai style clinch stuff for quite a while, and I was picking it up as best I could, but not having as much of a grappling background. Some of it was kind of just not second nature, the way, like, you know, just being athletic and like moving, like some of striking is a little more second nature if you have a background in athletics. And then, you know, working with Jodo, working with Judo Joe, who's, you know, high level judoka. That same kind of concept, just like getting different perspectives on all these different things. And the way you talk about too, not trying to look at, you know, martial arts through like a specific lens. You guys are all really good at that, I feel like. You know, just, you learn an art, but then I don't want to like use too big of words for my vocabulary, but be able to like then transcend all those techniques and like, you know, just see on a bigger picture, you know. Not only just training, but also, you know, just getting to pick all your guys' brains. It's pretty nice little.
Yeah, I would say that's probably one of the biggest thing that really sets us apart. And, you know, obviously, like, working together for as long as we have, like, you know, knowing JoJo and Cam and Steven and Ron and everyone else that's involved with this coaching staff, like Thomas as well, like, because Thomas is in the mix with coaching now, Coach James, right? You know, knowing everyone for 10 years, like, knowing their personalities, knowing how they would move and execute also helps, right? Because now, like, we understand like the general premise of what he would be showing you. So as far as we don't have to necessarily ask the other person because we know what the other person moves and how they would teach. So it's like we can kind of decipher for those that are asking questions and maybe not know how to actually convey or contextually like the question they actually need. But that's a huge thing for us. And also, you know, we understand the coinciding lines, and we like to find like those gray areas between, like, for instance, like obviously we work some Thai clinch stuff in class often, right? And having JoJo like put his little flair in the mix, I'm like, oh, dude, like, because I noticed there's a lot of similarities that we both have as far as like disruptions and off balancing and little things like that. But having his added nuance. Like, I've started to get more creative again. Like, and I love that because now I'm sitting here seeing it from a different perspective. I'm like, I can do that, but I could also kind of sprinkle in a little bit of this, and now I got something completely new. And then I go back to him, I'm like, bro, what about like, and then it's like we just kind of feed off each other, and it's good, it's great, I love it. It's a good vibe, it's a good energy. Like you flourish from it. I mean, fuck, dude, look at Lexi, dude. 6 months, 6 months. 6 months. That girl can
sometimes I forget
crack.
it's been that quick.
6 months.
And the difference in the way she's moving, dude, is like, I remember you seen me when I brought this up the other day, but I like, because most of the time when I'm drilling, I got my head down and I'm focused, and then I looked across the room and I seen her and I was like, bro, when did she start moving like that, dude?
Yeah.
Like, the movement, and she's applying everything well. Kudos to Lexi.
Big ups to Lexi. Yeah, she's doing crazy good, man. Joe.
problem. Big
Oh
problem.
my goodness, Joe Kayumba, what a treat to work with. Oh my goodness. As a coach, man, I'm freaking ecstatic to see what we can accomplish with Joe. That dude is the epitome of coachability meets athleticism. Hold on now. Yeah. Hold on, motherfucker. What you mean? There's another joke. Yeah. But yeah, Joe Kayumba, man. Joe. I'm honored that I've been able to kind of coach him and work with him a little bit on teaching him the differences between the Taekwondo stylistic approach and the kickboxing and Muay Thai stylistic approach. And he's growing a ton, man. He's doing great. I was honored to have him in the class with us, and seeing him make his MMA debut on the first ever KCFC show, like that was dope.
Right. Great performance, by the way.
Insane performance. Which then, obviously we just saw him have his second fight doing MMA on the East Coast.
Right.
New York. Yeah. Goes out there and fights that dude from Rhode Island, D1 wrestler, athletic background.
Supposed to be the guy out there.
Supposed to be the guy out there.
Their next
big,
up and comer.
The up and comer out of Rhode Island, big name out there. Yeah, they're boosting him up. D1 wrestler. They were saying that he's grappled on every grappling circuit from New York to California and was dominating. So. So then having Joe have that for his second fight, that was a little bit of a test on short notice, but Joe pulled through. The dude goes to touch gloves. He does kind of like that shady shit, and before they're even connected for the touch, he shoots on that double, and Joe defended the double. And then when he got the space, you were there during the talk that I was having as far as like game planning with him.
Right.
We got to talk to him Wednesday night before he flew out Thursday, and then everything we talked about, he executed.
Yeah.
He attacked the center line. He sent everything up the middle, and he established the range, a little bit of the level changing to kind of match the tempo with the level change from the wrestler, and then attacking that center line, and then he sends that up kick that beautifully timed, beautifully placed. You couldn't ask for a more picturesque up kick, right to the chin, drops him. Gets on top, lands some strikes. They say because he's not 3 fights in, that he's not allowed to strike to the head to a grounded opponent. They let the dude regain.
Mind you, Joe's French, so he probably missed all that completely.
Correct.
You see him in the video. He's like, what do you mean I can't hit
Right.
him?
Super confused.
I can't finish the fight?
Yeah. So for those that may not know, Joe is from the Congo originally. He's a 5-time national Taekwondo champ in the Congo. He's a 2-time U.S. national champ. He's competed in the Congo, the U.S., he's competed in China. He's competed all over the world competing in Taekwondo, and we're blessed to have him. He's a great student, great guy, phenomenal athlete. Dude's a sponge. Even despite the language barriers, he's still a sponge. He's still learning. He's growing every day. Every week he's getting sharper, and he's going to be a legit threat for anybody in the 185 division. I assure you that. This next year is going to be explosive. Do not miss it.
100%.
Yeah, they separate. They allow Homeboy to regain. So back to the CES fight, right? They allow Homeboy to regain. Dude takes his time, and they're explaining to Joe not to hit him on a grounded opponent. And he's like, okay, whatever. Lands another up kick.
Yeah.
Another one straight to the jaw, and drops him again.
Right.
And
right as he's like thinking about shooting too. Like just when he changes levels.
It was barely any movement at all, and you just sent, boom, perfect.
Yeah.
Like he gets a read and sends with zero hesitation. As soon as he gets a read, and he gets a read quick,
right.
No hesitation at all, and it's straight to the kill. And I love that. I'm excited to see his development over the next year, and I don't think he's going to have a very long amateur career.
I can see him making the transition.
Yeah.
Sooner than later,
So,
for sure.
The next fight for Joe is going to be December 13th for Fight Quest 13, which I'm currently matchmaking. Right. So I actually got I've locked in 10 fights already, and they're all pretty dang good. So great matchups, very even matchups, competitive matchups, very fair matchups. But Joe will be our main event, and he will be facing Wayne Batman Smooth Williams for the 185 MMA title. So Wayne Williams will be making his debut in MMA. Joe will be having his third fight in MMA. So now we're going to have national Taekwondo champ versus national and regional, Muay Thai kickboxing champ. And that's going to be a banger for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. Both those dudes are incredibly gifted, incredibly athletic. They're both around that 6'5" mark. They both got incredible wingspans, crazy, freakish, athletic phenom builds, right? Both of them. So I'm excited to see those two go heads up in the main event, because they were slotted for the.
I was just gonna bring that up, dude.
Yeah,
Kudos to you for making that happen.
Yeah, I had to make that happen, man. I was bummed it didn't happen. But we didn't realize how much of a language barrier there was with Joe until it was too late. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, the paperwork did not get fully completed as far as the blood work and all that stuff, and they decided to not allow the fight to happen. Instead of Joe and Wayne fighting, Wayne fought Dexter Morgenstern, another great dude. And they fought multiple times, and this was, I think, their fourth time running it back.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, and it's always a good fight between those two. But I was super bummed that we didn't get to put that show on for the people. And like now that I'm in the matchmaking position for both the Fight Quest card and the Karma card, well now I'm making these calls that make these fights happen.
Right.
And I remember that Batman has expressed interest in the MMA, trying MMA, and even though it is an MMA bout, I don't expect this being much of a grappling match. I expect this to be more of high-level strikers scrapping it out. And they are both athletically gifted. They both have knockout power, and they both have grit. And
that's what I was gonna say too. Like,
it's gonna be a banger.
Like I don't think we'll see a panic shot.
No.
Much quicker will these guys recompose and figure something out on the feet before they just.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see that. Batman Smooth makes his MMA debut against Joe Kayumba for the 185 MMA title, vacant MMA title for Fight Quest. That's going to be crazy. I'm excited. We already got the belt on order, and something we're doing that nobody else is doing, and you heard it here first, Letterman jackets for our champs. That's going to go crazy. Thank you. Yeah, that's going to be dope. So not only are the champions going to receive the title belt, so that title belt they can either, give to their gym or post at the house, whatever they want to do. But that's not really like a daily wearable item, right?
Yeah.
It's just not.
Or ever after.
Right. Once you get it, it's just kind of collecting dust. And once you have, multiples of them, it's like they're really just sitting and collecting dust. It's like all these jiu-jitsu medals just like clinging around. It's like it's a lot. They accumulate. If you do it a long enough time, they accumulate. So we thought this would be a nice little fresh take and something dope. And obviously we're running Karma Supply. You know what I mean? And Ron wanted to do something a little bit different, and I thought it was a dope idea. So now what we're doing is essentially the Letterman jacket is going to be fully custom. It's the benefits of having the right manufacturing sources. Now that we run a clothing company, right? But fully custom jacket, man. The patchwork is going to be dope. The patchwork will match the artwork on the belt itself. It'll have the back patch and the side patch. It'll have the Fight Quest champ, and it'll be the weight division and the weight that you competed in to win the title. That'll be on there, and then we're also working on developing the patches. So basically, like you can start to gather patches. Say for instance, you wanted to do MMA, Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing. Like you can become a champ in all four of those.
Right.
And you can be the 185 champ in all four of those.
Right.
But now you're going to get a patch for each one of those.
Right.
So you can patch out the sleeve according to,
right.
or patch out the jacket according.
Similar concept to like the gyms or whatever.
Right.
Just
exactly.
Showing like
exactly.
showing your kill streak or whatever.
So showing your kill streaks.
Right.
Yes, exactly. So now you're going to accumulate patches showing the kill streak. So you defend the title, you're going to start accumulating patches showing the kill streak, and it's going to be dope. I think it's a dope idea. I'm excited to run with it. I've seen the first one go out, and obviously, as I do, I'm always looking to refine and better. And so is Ron, and that's why I vibe with him. And these next set of jackets are going to be dope. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see one of these two guys walk away with both the title and the jacket.
Right, and then also too, we could maybe touch on these. Is this another idea you were thinking for future events?
Yeah. This is a dope little concept that I thought would be nice because, like I said, a lot of these medallions are just clanging around.
Right.
You do it often enough, you get an abundance of them just chilling, and you just got a wind chime of medals. This is something I thought would be a little bit more, again, just a little bit different from the average. That sets us apart a little bit further. Something a little bit more for each one of our competitors, show a little bit of love, because I think a lot of these guys don't get enough love for what they do. A high five and a pat on the back, and you forget their name. That's most promotions. So we're trying to not do that, and trying to pump these guys up and give them the right fights to build them and give everyone a fair shake on a show. And we got good talent coming in and out. I mean, just on the last Karma show, we had 2 people from MMA Lab.
Right.
I'm in talks right now with some guys from Extreme Couture, which that may land up, and then we also got contacts on a Jackson Week and stuff like that.
Right.
So now we're just trying to line it all up and get it together and kind of present new fresh faces and new fresh looks. You know what I mean? Like
right.
across the board. There's not much innovation. There's a lot of complacency. There's a lack of care for community, and that's I think where we set ourselves apart, because it's not forced, it's not fake, it's genuine, it's authentic, it's sincere. You
right.
come to the gym, you'll immediately feel the energy difference in the gym.
Yeah.
We get people signing up immediately because they feel the difference.
Right.
But yeah, I thought this was a dope idea. So this is a little shadow box that we're working on. I did this one to just kind of commemorate the first Karma show, and then we had the idea to maybe start presenting this to all of our fighters. So rather than just getting the medal, you're going to get the shadow box. You're going to get it framed, so you can present it and have a nice presentable thing, whether you want to set it on your mantle or hanging on the wall. But I thought,
give it to a loved one or something.
Right? Yeah. If I had a sponsor, for instance, like when I was super active, I would save my gloves from the fights, medals or whatever, because to me, like, the experience was enough. Like, gaining the knowledge, gaining the wisdom, gaining the experience, that was enough. This kind of stuff was cool, but I really wanted to show appreciation to the ones that helped me get ready for stuff like that, because without them, it wouldn't be possible. Right. Teammates, impactful coaches, and things like that. I want to make sure that those guys accept the love. So I used to make shadow boxes like this and give it to them, but now I'm gonna apply that to make sure everyone that competes on the shows going forward is gonna get something dope like this. So also I'm gonna see if maybe Fight Quest wants to do this as well, and I think that would be nice. But this is definitely what I'll be doing on the up and coming Karma shows.
Right.
Without a doubt.
There hasn't been pros yet, so like money is not even like a thing. But even without that, which down the road I'm sure you're taking care of fighters in any way that you can. But at the level that we're at right now, I think just thinking outside of the box, I think, goes a long way. Like, you know what I mean? You don't just come up with good ideas without actually giving a fuck.
Yeah. So. Genuinely care. I want to make sure that's a really good experience, because, and I can tell you that I used to fight for Rain FC for Bristol Maroon Day, and Bristol was cool as fuck, man. He was a fighter himself, so he really went out of his way to kind of show some love to the fighters, top to bottom, amateur, first debut, or seasoned vet, professional. He treated everyone with respect, dignity, always knew you by name, always made sure to say what's up, always made sure to make sure you felt like you got taken care of. He always had some sort of gift for everyone that competed on the show and things like that. So like, he really set precedents and kind of set the standard for that. So I really do want to give some credit to him, because that kind of stood out to me, because that was the first time I was treated like that, you know, because I went to all these other shows. So a lot of the shows I competed on as an amateur were, you know, unsanctioned and not you know, tracked, reported, whatever. But you didn't really, you know, gain much other than experience, and that was okay. That's the, you know, that's,
Yeah, you're not complaining.
yeah, I ain't complaining, man. That's you know,
calling a spade a spade.
right. Yeah, that's just what it was. But then once I went to Reign, I realized that there are promoters out there that genuinely give a shit about not just the product of the production, but how the people involved with the production are treated. And shown and that they do provide value, you know,
Right.
Not just a high five and pat on the back and
Collect my check, bounce, mother.
yeah. Let me forget your name and try to remember. Oh, what was we need that one guy. You know, like I don't like that. You know, to me, that's just kind of greasy, bro. I don't like it. You know what I mean? It's just slimy. So I try not to do that. I try to make sure that anybody that's fighting on the show, man, if they need any help, you know, because we got a lot of like debutantes, right?
Right.
And, you know, the first Karma show was a lot of debutantes, but a lot of really good debutantes that show a ton of promise that are going to have problems.
If you didn't know it.
Yeah.
Or if we didn't like mention it.
Right. You'd have no idea they were debuts. But you know, I got debutantes from out of state hitting me up and asking to come and compete on our shows, and you know, the ones that are, you know, maybe they don't have as much guidance where they're at. If they got questions, I'm happy to help. Oh, you know, can we get some suggestions on how to cut weight properly? Well, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
You know, if they got questions on like training or curricula or anything like that, I'm going to help them. I don't care if they're involved with Synergy or FQ. Like, I don't care about that. What I care about is community, period. Building community up, elevating community, making sure that we're not just pigeonholing these guys to a show for selfish needs.
Right.
Like, let's get these guys.
In fact, you're doing the opposite. You're building bridges, you know?
Right, 100%. So like, I want to make sure that we're building these guys up in the right way and giving them fair shakes and not setting anyone up for a fucking hard dive. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want that to happen. We want everyone to feel like they were treated with respect, dignity, and kind of show them the right way of like what things should be, what they could be, you know. And I think that's what's going to set us apart, and I think that's what I want to strive to do going forward to really put us in a position for longevity and influence. There's a lot of good fights coming up on this show. We got, you know, Fight Quest 13. It's coming up December 13th, live inside the you know, FQ Cage in Auburn, Washington, the same place as the Karma show, and there's gonna be some bangers, man. We got some good ones, some really good matchups coming up, both male and female. Lexi's gonna return to action. I'm excited of that. Lexi Brown, Alexandria Brown, pardon me.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be pissed, dude.
She's gonna beat my ass. But Alexandria Brown will be fighting with Summer Johnson out of T-Town. And that's gonna be a K1 kickboxing fight. I'm excited to watch that one. We got a heavyweight fight locked in. So there's was it Gerald? What's homeboy from? I can't remember his last name. I'm drawing a blank.
I forget too.
Goldwire.
Well done.
I'm not gonna say that.
Is that it? I think it is. It might be. I hope I ain't making that up. I'm sorry, brother.
Can you pull that up, Lavon?
Yeah.
What's he say? On Rogan?
Yeah, Jamie, pull it up.
Jamie, pull that up.
Yeah, so I do believe it's Gerald Goldwire, but Josh Jacobson of Oregon coming up to fight Gerald Goldwire, and that's gonna be dope. Is it Goldwire or Goldmeyer? Now I'm fucking up, bro. I apologize. I promise I commit to memory. I get punched in the head for fun. Bear with me. So that's going to be a banger of a fight. That's a heavyweight MMA matchup. And yeah. So we got Joe versus Batman. We got Josh Jacobson versus Gerald Goldwire from Mythic. And that's going to be a banger of a heavyweight battle.
Jared Goldwire.
Yep.
Gerald. There you go. Boom. There you go.
Gold.
There we go, Mr. Goldwire. Was I right?
You were right.
Hey! Beautiful.
See, he's not talking out of his ass. He cares.
I'm terrible at it, though. But I try. But I try for sure. But yeah, and then we still got Lexi and Summer. That's going to be a banger. Styles Moody's going to return.
Yep, Styles is back.
Yeah, AJ Cherry's going to make his debut.
Cherry!
You know, AJ Cherry going to make his debut against Armando Best Fighter out of PDK. So we got a Taekwondo coming to the table and Mondo's getting his guy ready down at PDK.
Right.
So that's going to be good.
And AJ, another guy that's
yep. And
you know, you can see benefiting.
Oh
from
man, drastic.
Everything we were talking about earlier.
Huge leaps on AJ's side, man.
For sure.
I'm you know, it's cool to give him an opportunity. I know he's been asking for a while to try, and you know, all right.
Told him, take your time. We'll have those conversations.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna let him try now. He's shown that he can take some and dish some out. So now we're gonna let him get his feet wet in competition. That'll be a fun one. He's going against Micah from PDK, and then who else do we got? It's hard to remember all 10 off the top of my head without my list in front of me.
No, Shakur, another guy that got left off of that last card that Joe wasn't able to fight at.
Yes, Shakur was not cleared by medical checks, unfortunately, from the medical doctor that was on staff for the WKA show up at All City. Originally, I was trying to schedule him for Muay Thai against Dexter Morgenstern, but Dexter Morgenstern is out for the time being. He's got some stuff going on. Just not available for the date. And then we got Shakur doing boxing now. Shakur's gonna box up and comer Tab Johnson out of Street Beefs. And
he was on the last Karma show too, yeah?
That was Luke.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Luke,
I'm confused.
Another guy, Tab Johnson. He's gonna be doing boxing, so that'll be fun. Like at 215. So we got Tab Johnson versus Shakur at 215 for boxing. Who else we lock in? We got a couple guys from Oregon coming up, and we're gonna have Dylan's boy Nick Cantrell.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Nick. Yeah, the Lord of the mullet. Yeah, he's gonna be scrapping. It's gonna be a good showing, man. I'm excited to see, because this is like the newer crop of people coming up under the tutelage in-house now too, getting active. So the ones that I've been interested in trying, now they're gonna get their chance. So it'll be fun to see. But yeah, man. So I'm gonna let JoJo get up in here now if I can start chirping on his take, man, because he's had a busy year.
All right, guys. So we got JoJo in front of the cam now. My boy.
What's happening?
Nothing much, bro. So I wish we had more time to dig a little deeper, but what we don't get to this time, we'll definitely get to next time.
For sure.
But everything we were talking with Nick about, all the knowledge we got in the room and all the different levels of fighters we have. You know what I mean? We have a pretty big team and guys at every level in a bunch of different sports. And incredible. You being one of the guys, at the front of the pack, leading by example.
Yeah.
Pro boxing, pro MMA. You know what I mean? Getting ready to do this little judo seminar. So, not just as an athlete, but also as a coach. You know what I mean? You coach our judo program there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's it been like from your perspective this past year in particular, turning pro, being as active as you are, and also kind of, being in that leadership role where there's all these people looking up to you, you know what I mean? Watching what you do and
Dude,
following your lead.
It's been a crazy year, as in out of all my years of competing with this team alone, because I've been with this team since I was 13, with James and Ron since I was 13. It's you're 16 years,
Yeah.
And it's been a roller coaster ride of us fighting, not fighting, but this year was the most active year this team has ever been in my time in this team, you know what I mean? And it's incredible, dude. Me able to coach the judo program, started the no-gi judo program that a lot of people have been picking up.
Right.
And also just implementing just little stuff into MMA, which kind of did a little bit last week, but everything's clicking for a lot of people. And there's so many people that are getting ready for fighting, amateurs, high pro levels, got Malik, Malcolm fucking fought. Malik just fought, yesterday, and fucking Adrian, it was a hell of a fight. Didn't win, but
Fought his ass off.
split the dude open. He was supposed to be some wrestler. He was supposed to be some wrestler boy, and Malik was stuffing his shots. And he got taken down like 1 or twice, but dude, and he matured from all his fights. That's the biggest thing.
Right.
The maturity of our team. That's finally like towards the end of this year. I've seen it grow so much.
Yeah,
You
just
know?
everybody getting after it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pushing everybody to the left and to the right.
Yeah, it's been hard. I mean, I had some fun moments. Everybody like cutting weight, being with teammates. Like, I don't know, my favorite memories in me fighting, like just this year alone, not just me just fighting, fought like 7 times this year. Well, since May, I fought 7 times.
Fucking
It's crazy, bro. It was
Yeah.
crazy, I had 11 fights in my amateur career. I was like 7-4.
Right,
That.
almost there in 1 year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy. But then we had, you fought how many times this year? 4?
5?
5.
Yeah, 5.
5
You
times.
count the five.
No, we don't talk about that.
Off the cage. We had you, Lexi, Mathis. We had all these, like Nate, Malik, Malcolm. There's so many of you. I can't count on both hands.
Right,
But just seeing that development of everybody growing and wanting to fight.
right.
Because of course we got like younger guys that do want to fight. That are
Right.
getting ready, like Cherry, AJ Cherry.
Right, not having to like push guys into it. Everybody's eating and hungry.
Right.
It's
We
just
want to do this.
Yeah, it's a good energy.
And like me and Nick are like, you sure? You sure? Why? Sometimes the reason
question.
why. Why do you want to do it, huh?
I never thought about that.
Hey, some people do it for the fun of it. Some people really want to get into it. I'm putting all my eggs in one basket, dude, and trying to see you. I
think-
know it's gonna go far. I think our team is right there. Like the door's cracked. We just got to take that little step,
Right.
open up the door a little bit more, and just take that step in.
Right, stay on the gas.
Yep.
I agree. I feel like we got a lot of exciting guys in the room, and we're all grinding right now. If we keep this up, you know what I mean? As a collective force, something's got to give. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And then once the door is open for one, the door is open for all of us. So.
And like what Nick was saying, like we have so much knowledge over there. We got, of course, Nick over here, Slick Nick, got the Muay Thai, kickboxing, and he has MMA background as well.
Right.
My judo, my MMA background, jiu-jitsu as well. You got Cameron, phenomenal boxer.
Right.
And right there you got with the MMA record as well. There's Mondo's freaking Taekwondo.
Right. Sooner
With the
or later-
MMA freaking, everything just
Sooner or
mixed
later,
together.
He'll be in there coaching Taekwondo. We're gonna get him.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Get you, Mondo.
Mondo.
Get you, right?
We're gonna get you, dude.
Why not? Why not?
You're not off the hook till we
Yeah.
get that class.
But right there, those are just the professional guys that we have just a bunch of amateurs that, like you said, some people calling me captain,
Right.
Hey, he's the captain of the team,
That's Cap. That's
And
Cap right
captain,
there.
that's captain, And I dig it, bro, because I really want our team to succeed,
Yeah.
And we are.
Yeah.
We are. With Nick's help, with your help, my help, everybody's help, Ron, Coach Ron, just all of us being what our name is, synergy.
Yeah, I was gonna say that earlier, man. It's such a, and maybe this is a good way to wrap it up, if being that we don't have a lot of time. But yeah, bro, such a perfect name for the team, man. I remember growing up, I've just playing football and basketball and stuff. I've been on like good successful teams, and it starts at the top, and then everybody's got to fall in line for something to really like, pick up steam. And I get that same feeling in this room. From the moment I showed up, I could tell you guys all trust each other, you push each other, and it's been awesome for me to have found a team like this and have you guys just take me in and accept me and push me.
Yeah.
You guys saw the potential and believed in me, made it easy to believe in myself, and now we're rocking, dude. And bro, I think 2026 is gonna be fun, dude.
2026 Synergy Takeover. We got Joe that went and fought in New York. Us going to Idaho. and just getting calls from different areas, man. So
Right.
We're getting a lot of contacts.
synergy takeover.
Yeah.
Synergy takeover.
Wait. There we go.
Yeah. The revival, bro. When you heard that, I'm like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So you already know.
That right there.
Joe,
Come on.
Young Nick, and
right.
Slick Nick the Ruler.